if you are going to practice candle magic, you want to make sure you're practicing candle safety as well, okay? As a former property insurance adjuster, I handled so many fire claims where people's houses literally burned down because they left candles burning for too long. There are only specific type of candle jars that you are supposed to leave burning continually, okay? And those are these type of jars right here. These jars are referred to as religious candle jars or 7-day candle jars, okay? So you can find them under religious jars, 7-day candle, 5-day candle, 3-day candle. You may see sellers or vendors wording it that way. So if you are a candle maker, these are the type of jars that you want to use if you are making intention candles or manifestation candles, where you want someone to continuously burn the candle for 7 days, 5 days, 3 days, however long it takes, okay? This is another example of a jar that you can leave burning continuously. Now, these I still like to watch closely because they are thinner, okay? So you can see this glass is a lot thicker than this glass. So I still like to keep an eye on these because they can shatter pretty easily, okay? And then here's another option. This one is thicker. I still prefer to only use this style, or you can find this style jar that's like a half, but it's really hard to find the shorter versions of these, okay? That's why I've had to settle for these. But these are narrow. What you see in common with all of these jars right here, they are tall, narrow jars. And this allows the candle to burn slowly and evenly if it is wicked correctly, meaning if the proper size wick and the proper type of wick was used. So because these burn slowly and evenly, if it's made right, okay, it doesn't cause the glass to overheat, so therefore the glass will not break, okay? When you leave a candle burning in any other type of jar that's not these tall, narrow jars, you're only supposed to leave them burning for about 4 hours. And that is because if they are made in a glass container, the glass can overheat. And if the glass overheats, it will burst, it will shatter, it will break. And then you have not only the danger of glass flying everywhere, but the danger of the flame getting outside of the glass and catching something on fire, whatever is near on fire, okay? So this is how candle fires happen. The glass overheats because it is left burning too long, it breaks, and it catches fire. Or the wick will catch on fire because there's too much carbon building up on the wick. That's where you see that little ball around the top of the wick, and then the flame gets too large, okay? So candles not being made properly and candles being left burning too long are the reasons why you see a lot of candle fires. Specifically for the spiritual communities, we have to add herbs into the equation, okay? A lot of spiritualists are making their own candles. They are selling candles, but they are not testing those candles before they make them or before they sell them, okay? And they're putting too many herbs. Really, to practice proper fire safety, you shouldn't be using herbs and candles at all, okay? I just have to say that. You should not be using herbs and candles at all. But if you're going to use them, you're going to want to use the small ones, okay? So tiny, tiny herbs like lavender is a good one because it's small. Basil, small, right? But you want to try to keep it as far away from the wick as possible, so closer to the rim of the candle. But anytime you are adding a herb or something flammable to a candle that has a wick that is lit on fire, that flammable object can catch on fire. So sometimes you will see, once the candle burns all the way to the bottom, then the herbs catch on fire because the flame may still be going even though the wax is gone. So then the flame catches the herbs on fire. Okay, so that's why you're not even supposed to technically burn a candle all the way down to the bottom. So much technical things when it comes to candles, right? So with that said, if you are able to substitute the essential oil and incorporate that into the wax instead of using the herb itself, you may want to try that. What's another thing? Also, when it comes to reading candles, you want to make sure that you have a very strong intuition if you're going to be reading candles, okay? The reason why I say that is because, like I said earlier, a lot of people are making candles, and it's not just the people who make candles at home. It's these large manufacturers. They're making candles, and they're making them incorrectly. They're not using the proper wick, okay? It is very hard, very hard, very hard to find a combination of jar and wick that works with every single type of fragrance oil you use, or every single type of wax you use, or every single type of whatever it is you're using in your candle, okay? So making candles is like baking. It is harder than just cooking. Baking is like a science. Candle making is like a science. A lot of people do not have the patience, or they don't want to invest the money that it takes to test candles out before they start to sell them. So they will make a candle, see that it works, and then feel like they can use the same wick in that candle in every single candle they make. That is not true unless they're making the candle the same way every time, using the same fragrance oil every time, using the same wax every time, using the same jar every time. A lot of people are mixing it up. We don't want to just make the same fragrance every time. We might want to switch it up and use a different fragrance. Well, that means that I might have to change the wick that I used. I can't use the same wick that I use for candle A for candle B every single time. People are not testing their candles before they sell them. So when you go and buy the candle and it burns black, you see soot everywhere, or it doesn't burn, you see the candle wick is drowning itself out, or it's the flame is way too large. That may have nothing to do with spirituality at all. That may have nothing to do with the energy around you at all. It could have everything to do with the candle and how it was made. So if you don't know how to look at a candle and tell if it's made properly, or you are not strong in your intuition, I don't suggest trying to read candles, okay? Wait until your intuition is strong, so that way you know that what you're looking at is your intuition telling you something. It's your spirit team telling you something. It truly is indicative of the energy around you, and not just that the candle's not made right, okay? Because most of the candles, even like the ones from the big companies, aren't necessarily made right. It's hard to make a candle correct. I'm just telling y'all that, okay? I know this. I wrote a book on how to start a candle making business, and I tested candles like back to back to back to back to back. I tested all kind of different jars, waxes, wicks, all of that stuff. I actually used to do that on another platform. I would make videos showing people how to properly test a candle. It's time consuming and it costs money, okay? And a lot of people don't have time for that. They are making these candles and selling them to people, and they are not making them correctly, all right? So just make sure you are being safe when you are practicing candle magic, and have fun. I am going to be having a candle magic class where I will teach why candle magic works, how it works, the science behind it, how to make sure you are making your candles properly and safely from start to finish, whether you want to make your own candle or whether you want to buy candles and then dress them yourself, okay? So be on the lookout for that. My link to my website is in my bio, so go ahead and click that link and you can find the information for my classes, for my readings, for my candles that I make. All sorts of things are there on the website. I have a blog also. So hope to hear from you all soon, and I hope y'all have a great day. Make sure y'all like this video, leave me a comment, and repost it if you feel like someone else should know this information. Toodles!